Greetings, everyone. Greetings. This is me, Zara Bezak. Was just trying to fix my headphones. That's why maybe the sound came. So I said greetings again. Okay, not feeling well. Have a slight headache. Let's see how far I can go with this. So, let's see. All this might affect my performance, but then again, I have to do this. So, evil intended by Allah. It's in Surah Azab 33, chapter of the Qur'an, 17th ayat. 17th ayat says, say, who is it that can protect you from Allah if He intends for you an ill or intends for you a mercy? And they will not find for themselves besides Allah any protector or any helper. That means if He intends, meaning if He intends, so there is this thing of Allah could intend ill for you. Now that's blasphemy against Allah, isn't it? So various translations intends for you an ill, Sahih International, Abdul Halim, if God wishes to harm you. Then we have Abul Ala Maududi, who can protect you from Allah if He desires an evil for you. And then we have the transliteration. So here definitely Allah, if Allah intends an ill or intends for you mercy, why would Allah intend ill for you or harm you or would intend evil for you? Now this is evil for you. Whose translation? Abu Ala Maududi's translation. Here. So it's not like in Surah Yunus ayat, is it Yusuf or Yunus? Ayat 107, 10th chapter of the Quran, ayat 107. If Allah should touch you with adversity, there is no remover of it except Him. So that's a different word used in Arabic in the Quran ayat. If God inflicts harm on you, Abdul Halim, different translator. So I have just chosen two for this now. So it could be adversity, it could be harm on you. So this is Surah 10, ayat 107. And the word is not the same. I haven't highlighted it here because I had a slight problem with attacks and all. So that's why my health. Whatever I can do for now, I'm doing and sharing with you my findings. And then maybe when I get well, when I go to sleep and rest, then I will come back again for this. But for now, you'll have to bear with me and my health and all the attacks and all. A very negative feeling. It's terrible. So, ayat, okay, so the intense ill, we were told not even to despair. Believers don't despair when being hit by adversity, problems, or challenges, right? We should have our hopes in Allah and hope for a better future. And never despair, because despair is disbelief, kufr. So there's an ayat in the Quran which says, do not despair of Allah's mercy. Surely He forgives all sins. Right? So do not despair. Meaning if you despair, then it's kufr, disbelief. So I hope the sound is also okay. Although the sound is okay. If he, if it was like, if he intends to test you, that would be better. But if he intends for you an evil, that's terrible. Ill, harm, uh, ill will, evil. These are all the Muslim translators of this word here. Where is it? Can't find it. Actually, my eye is also hurting, so it's a bit. I have to take you to the. I can't. Su'an here. Su'an, right? And the word I checked here is perhaps different. It's adversity, or another way of putting harm. If God inflicts harm on you, so wouldn't that be blasphemy? The supreme creator who is beneficial, merciful, how could he wish harm for his people? This would be blasphemy. So someone who tries to deceive you about Allah, I think this messenger has done this. Then let's see, Surah 30, ayat 41, it says, has appeared the corruption, excuse me, has appeared the corruption in the land. Excuse me. And the sea for what have earned the hands of people, so that he may let them taste a part of which they have done, so that they may return. So it's what your hands have wrought. It's what the people's hands have wrought. That's why a corruption has appeared in land and on sea, or in sea, on the sea, in the sea. So Surah Nisa 79 says, whatever good befalls you is from Allah, and whatever evil befalls you is from yourself. Because of course then evil comes from yourself, you're doing, and good comes from Allah. Now I put 79 ayat before 78 in Surah Nisa. I was going to put this 78 ayat above, but then I decided no, so it came below here. I just put it here. So I'd put 79 here, and this Surah Nisa ayat 78, right? So please don't get confused. This should come before this ayat, but then reading this, which I read out, whatever evil befalls you is from yourself, they say, the polytheists say, and some have put it, we have sent you, no, whatever evil befalls is from yourself, right? No, the polytheists don't say this, sorry, getting confused even myself. In 78, for Surah Nisa 78, when the polytheists said, whenever you may be, death will overtake you, even though you may be in towers raised high. Yet, when a good thing happens to them, some people say, this is from God, whereas when evil befalls them, they say, this is from thee, O fellow man. Some say, Muhammad. They're blaming Muhammad for the evil, right? In translation. Now I may have got the Muhammad Asad translation, MM Pictorial translation. This is from Islam Awakened website, just to make sure. And Mohsen is, no, that's another ayat. Mohsen Khan's translation on another ayat in Surah. So here we have whatever good befalls you. This is from God. No, whatever these people say, this is from God, whereas when evil befalls them, they say this is from thee, O fellow man. What's wrong in that? Because then it says, whatever good befalls you is from Allah, and whatever evil befalls you is from yourself, right? So what did the polytheists say wrong? Unless they blame Muhammad, like some translators put, because they have to then put, because then there's nothing wrong with these two ayats. So they have to put, this is of thy doing, O Muhammad. This is of thy doing, O Muhammad. Say unto them, all is from Allah. And then it's been corrected to say, what is amiss with these people that they come not nigh to understand a happening. So then it comes to say, then these are just different translations I read for 78. So the one after it is, whatever good befalls you is from Allah, and whatever evil befalls you is from yourself. So they must have said it against Prophet Muhammad in Ayat 78 of Surah Nisa. And another thing to point, let's see if I'm missing any points here. This is from the, see, all is from God. First in 78, this, all is from God. No, the evil that befalls you is not from God. Then someone has corrected it later on in the next ayat 79 and put, no, whatever good befalls you is from Allah and whatever evil befalls you is from yourself. And then put here, going back to 78, not O fellow man, but Muhammad. They're blaming Muhammad for it. And definitely they are rightfully so blaming Muhammad. So this, yet if a happy thing befalleth them, they say this is from Allah. And if an evil thing befalleth them, they say this is of thy doing, O Muhammad. Say unto them, all is from Allah. What a contradiction. And the next ayat has been corrected to saying whatever good. So in this 78 ayat, all is from Allah, like evil, good and evil is from Allah, which befalleth you. Here, there's a problem. Contradiction. God knows why this. It's because this is not a true. Now I know why this. I don't know why I keep saying God knows why this. Now I know why this, because this is a false. These are all stolen ayats or something and put together by this stealer, robber, caravan robber, and all this, right? Surah Nisa 57 says, verily those who annoy Allah and His Messenger, Allah has cursed them in this world and in the hereafter, and has prepared for them a humiliating torment. Why did I put this ayat here? Because annoy Allah or hurt, malign Allah, say bad things about Allah. So what happens? And His Messenger, although it's been added, but if you say something bad, they have these weird thoughts about Allah, against Allah. There's another ayat, I think, in Surah Nisa, or another surah, that when they were tested, they started thinking bad things about Allah. Surely the one who hurt Allah. So just taking a different translation like hurt Allah and His Messenger, Allah has cursed them. Those who insult, maybe even if it's insult God and His Messenger. So back to that ayat, right, where it says that if Allah intends hurt or harm or ill for you or evil for you or good for you, then what happens? Let's go back. Say, who is it that can protect you? Of course. But why would Allah, if He intends for you an ill? And why even would there be an if on that? So this is wrong. This is definitely blasphemy against Allah. Allah would never intend ill for you, evil for you, or intend to hurt you. Allah may intend to test you, but not hurt you. Even that, I don't think Allah should be doing, testing you. Now, I have gone through all that, but can't find like all the explanation about it, to explain to you about it right now. So just that I don't think Allah would test someone according to what they can take. Why test someone, right? So a big, like it would go into a big discussion and all. I think God is so loving, and God should have fun with us here, enjoy with us here, every moment of the way, every breath of our way. He doesn't have to test us that who is the believer, who is faithful. Because on our own we can do nothing, right? As is some, like the, you see the religions do say on our own we can't do anything. If God removes His mercy like that ayat, how can He then expect any good from us? The ayat in my previous live stream. So I'm just moving my mobile here. Okay. So that's why I just feel there's a contradiction and all this. He shouldn't be testing us. I could just right now can't find the right words. Anyways, but definitely blasphemy against Allah. Allah would never intend any ill for you. Right? Please have a look at this, and then what other ayats are there that I can. So if those who harm, he appeared to. No, where is it? Sorry. 33, 57 verse of 33. Verily those who annoy Allah and His Messenger, Allah has cursed them in this world. Though those who malign Allah and His Messenger, cursed and a humiliating torment for them He has prepared. Abdul Halim. Yeah. He has prepared a humiliating torment for them. So while doing this and looking for ayats, what I found is another ayat against the Jews fails miserably. Right? Why does it fail miserably? Because I read the footnotes. To those who say Allah has directed us that we accept none as messenger until He makes an offering that the fire will consume. Say, other messengers came to you before me with clear signs and with the sign you have mentioned. So why did you slay them? If what you say is true, why did you slay them? Okay, they didn't slay them actually. Here in the footnote, these were not Jews that slew, right, killed the messengers. These were idol worshippers of Baal. Someone here. Like for example, the example of Elijah is given in the footnote Qur'an.com. So this number one here, and footnote. This is for this ayat 183 of Al Imran. Again, blaming the Jews a lot. I don't know why. You know why. Getting the city also, killing them, expelling them from the city. So all this, why? Now, as I have to show you how terrible this is. Like previously also, and I keep saying, please see that the disbelievers are not evil people, right? Or that every other person is your enemy. Like the Ahl al-Bayt also would tell us, taking the Quran ayats. The Bible mentions at several places that the token of divine acceptance of a person's sacrificial offering was the appearance of a mysterious fire which consumed the offering. Also, in my previous ayat, like also about the Jews, against the Jews, so I was trying to explain, right? So that's why. Then I found another ayat, yet this one. Al Imran verse 83. So now on this again, these Jews, poor Jews, O people of Yathrib, you have nowhere to stand. So also continuing from there. Footnote, the Bible mentions at several places that the token of divine acceptance of a person's sacrificial offering was the appearance of a mysterious fire which consumed the offering. See Judges 6, 20 to 1 and 13 chapter? No, wait. 13 paragraph, 19 to 20th verses, 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, I think, 1 to 2 verses. The Bible does not state, however, that the consuming fire was an indispensable token of prophethood and that anyone not endowed with that miracle could not be a prophet. The Jews, in discussing the claim of Muhammad to be a messenger of God, brought up the question of this miraculous sign and used it as a pretext for denying that claim. There was even clearer evidence of the Jews' hostility to truth. Where they had not hesitated to murder a number of prophets who had been endowed with the miracle of consuming fire. The Bible mentions, for example, the prophet Elijah, who had challenged the worshippers of Baal to sacrifice a bull, promising that he too would sacrifice a bull. He stated that the offering of the one who was truthful would be consumed by the miraculous fire. The confrontation took place before a large crowd, and it was Elijah's sacrifice which was consumed by the fire. Is Elijah going to come back? Do they believe that he's not dead? He was also raised up, and who will be the Messiah? Maybe I don't know. Anyways, I'm not sure of that. This so antagonized the Baal worshipping queen that the henpecked king decided to put the prophet Elijah to death. Now, was it the Jews or was it this king? You know, Baal worshipping for the Baal worshipping queen, henpecked king. Wasn't the Jews who killed Elijah? My goodness. Elijah was forced to leave his homeland and take refuge in the mountains of Sinai. See 1 Kings 18 and 19 verses. The Jews are told, in effect, how dare you ask for the miracle of consuming fire when in the past you have not even refrained from murdering prophets who performed that miracle. Sorry, I don't think it was the Jews, right? So look at this here. The Baal, she was from where? She wasn't Jewish, right? This so antagonized the Baal worshipping queen. Is she Jewish? That the henpecked king decided to put the prophet Elijah to death. Now, even for example, until John the Baptist, right? Who killed him? The Jews or King Herod? King Herod killed him, not the Jews. The only time the Jews killed or were in it, we were told, is for Jesus Christ. Were involved in this. So, this, right? Now, the Jews did not kill Elijah, nor did they kill John the Baptist, John's son of Zechariah. You cannot say that the Jews killed, John the Baptist. And I don't think, no way can you say that the Jews killed their prophet Elijah. It's the Baal queen and the king of that time. Or maybe like there was the Roman king, right? King Herod, at the time of John the Baptist, who got John the Baptist beheaded. Not the Jews. So sorry, again, a terribly false lie against them, wrong blame put on them, false accusations that they killed Prophet Elijah, when it was this king, and the king, whoever he was from, Now was King Herod a Jew? Would you say that in the Bible, like King Herod got John the Baptist beheaded? Would you say that King Herod was a Jew? So consuming fire. Maybe they're waiting for their Messiah, something who, this is the sign of their Messiah. I don't know. So it's not well put, it's not accurate, it's false. All these explanations from where the Islamic sources, right, under this Al Imran verse 183. Then, so then what do we have here? More. Al Imran verse 175 I found. So I thought of talking about this. That is, because later on I might again forget or something. So I found this Al Imran verse 75, that is only Satan who frightens you of his supporters. So fear them not, but fear me if you are indeed believers. Now as believers, I hadn't done more research, so as a Shia I could say that, oh yes, fear Allah. But now, you see, it's this fear-based religion. It's wrong. That how can you tell whether it's Satan scaring you, frightening you, and then it goes flip side is that you should fear your Lord. So he says me now, direct. He's talking directly or something. So fear them not, but fear me. Doesn't even say fear Allah. Now it's changed. So the fear, do not fear Satan, Shaitan, and his supporters, allies, who try to scare you, right? This is quite unjust. Fear. Fear me. Wait a minute. If I can catch him, where have I caught him? What did I want to say? Even Shaitan fears Allah. So I wanted to say this is really, I don't think any God would want you, true God, to fear him. Through fear, we can never make someone, not fear. So please see this. Fear is not healthy. Jiddu Krishnamurti keeps asking us. When I was reading his book and even now watching his YouTube videos, what is fear, Tell us, what is fear? And can't answer him. People may be going to the effect, cause, God knows what, but actually what is fear? And so this fear is wrong. And a true God would be loving, beneficial, compassionate, understanding, rather than making you fearful of him. Fear me. Not right. So you have to, I wish you could, I recommend you go to Jiddu Krishnamurti. So then what it did, like for example, Satan frightens you and disappoints. My God has frightened you with the fire of hell, this and that. We've thought that these punishments were a great way to make people behave themselves, do good to, in this world. But no, all good comes from Allah anyways. We can't do any good. Consider taking these ayats, Qur'an ayats. So we need God's mercy to do good if taking the Quran, Islamic sources, religion also. That's why God sent His Son. The Christians try to have felt they've worked it out. Our Savior. So you can't do anything. Your sins can never be forgiven. So God sent His Son. Like that, right? So that's from the Christians. But I was like, something else has to happen. So please see this. You don't, oh God, you say, yes, this is right. I recommend you read Jiddu Krishnamurti's books. I keep saying that. YouTube channel also. See Jiddu Krishnamurti's foundation channel has a lot on Jiddu Krishnamurti and videos. YouTube has a lot of videos on Jiddu Krishnamurti. So fear them not. Because you see, allies, Shaitan and its allies, you know what came to my mind? Allah, this messenger, and the righteous among the believers, or the believers who bow, give zakah. He could use, like, for example, how he used Allah in Surah Hashar ayat to say, cast fear into the hearts, terror. So they broke their houses and all this, right? So terrible. So this, what else is there? So I wish I could really show you, have the eloquence to explain all this, what I've learned. I don't think God, you should fear God. It's very superficial, actually. Right now, the examples and all are not coming. My mind is kind of meshed, hurting. My head is hurting. Sorry about this. Maybe another time I will be talking about this. Fear is not good to make you believe in. No. Fear is not good to fear God even though He's your creator. Then how could I? But before talking about all this in my own words, that fear is not good. Maybe Jiddu Krishnamurti is a good person. You should go and watch his videos and listen to, rather than what I would say here. Surah 8 Anfal verse 48. And remember when Satan made their evil deeds appealing to them and said, no one can overcome you today. I am surely by your side. But when the two forces faced off, he cowered and said, I have absolutely nothing to do with you. I certainly see what you do not see. Ask yourselves, you don't see what, they don't see what even Shaitan is seeing. Like Satan has a higher spiritual knowledge, seeing, what is seeing, the seer, than these people. How can he say that? Well, he can say that because he was there with God as Iblis. But is it right for the human to tell these human beings down here who can't see what Satan can see? And then, I truly fear Allah, for Allah is severe in punishment. No. So I just got this, in a hurry. Sorry, I didn't mean to escape, but there is a translation. I got it from the website. Just Google searched. So here it says he truly fears Allah. Shaitan says. Yet he could do what he did. So when I was saying, when the angels were saying, no, no, don't do it, when I was thinking, no, no, Shaitan, please don't. Just obey God's command, bow down to Adam. Why would he do such a thing? Doesn't he fear? Now we've caught him, you see. So since I can't give my own reasoning here to show you, fearing Allah is not good. And this true God would never make you fear. He may come embrace you with his love. And love is truly a transformer. You know, there are children who've been in many, many years, like we've been traumatized. We need love. Actually, Dr. Robert Schuller, or he was a priest or a pastor, he's written a book, Be Happy, You Are Loved. And then he gives Bible ayats. Bible ayats. Sorry, Bible verses, right? That God loves you. You know, from the Bible verses, many waters can, but not drown. Many waters cannot drown love. So now this fear-based thing should not be there. This fearing Allah's wrath, fearing Allah's punishment. Even God in the Bible, like I could see that He sent Jesus Christ, His love, His beloved Son, to save you people. Love is the Savior, to take your sins away and suffer for you. So fear, even God realized later on that wrath and this, Sodom, Gomorrah, what's that name again? How to pronounce it? Like homosexuals, it didn't work. Now God said, okay, I'm going to send my beloved Son. Sorry, I don't mean to attack the Christians, but since this is all with the Abrahamic religion, and since I've even read the Bible and tried to understand it, I think that fear, that wrathful God, and with Moses, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, this and that, no, no more. So that's why. So that's why I had to choose instead of explaining that in another way, my way. I chose ayat here, Surah Anfal ayat 48. Look how he has. I didn't finish highlighting this one. 8, Surah 8, 48 ayat. And remember when Satan made their evil deeds appealing to them and said, no one can overcome you today, right? So I chose this ayat. It's Shaitan, and then I'm surely by your side. Appealing. So you see, if you take Ali Imran verse, like they weren't going to defend themselves. They didn't want to go for war. Sometimes it's like they're cowards. They will not fight you, but behind fortified towns and all that. Remember that ayat Surah Ashar? Yeah, behind ramparts and in their fortresses. And even Al Imran. So, but now here they're saying that this particular, maybe you'll say disbelievers, polytheists or someone, Satan told them to fight. You will overcome. But when the two forces faced off, he cowered and said, maybe it's Prophet Muhammad and his army. You see? Even consider that from the Qur'an. It's Al Imran verses here. Okay. Right? That is only Satan who frightens you of his supporters. And remember in Al Imran verse 167, the hypocrites, we told them, fight. Fight in the cause of Allah, or at least defend yourselves. And then which battle did the Muslims have a defeat in? Uhud? Or where? Oh, we're told because there were these hypocrites, they ran away. The messenger was calling, don't, and they wouldn't listen to the messenger, calling them, don't run away, this, that. Which battle was it? So think about it now. I think I've still be doing a lot. So I'm on this now, exposing Islam through the Quran ayahs, through some of the hadiths also, and history, Islamic history. And remember when Satan made their evil deeds appealing to them and said, no one can overcome you today. I am surely by your side. But when the two forces faced off, he cowered and said, I have absolutely nothing to do with you. So again, we would think that he's just deceiving them, he's just lying. I certainly see what you do not see. I truly fear Allah. This really gets to me. If we say that Shaitan was lying here, I certainly see what you do not see, but he was with Allah, very close to Allah. He was an angel, as Iblis. Jinni, made of the fire, but angel or whatever he was Iblis, working for Allah, worshipping him for 1,000 years or so, we're told. So he certainly sees what you do not see. So here he's not lying to them, but that he's just misled them. About this he's not lying, mind you. I certainly see what you do not see. I truly fear Allah. Is he lying? For Allah is severe in punishment. I can't get this. So, what would anyone with the eloquence, even Shaitan fears Allah. Would you? So we thought he was lying. Just lying. I truly fear Allah, for Allah is severe in punishment. But no. Why does he have to make this statement here? Think about it. And yes, because in fact, so you are asked to fear Allah, and Allah's severe punishment you are asked. So even if Shaitan is lying here, that he truly fears Allah, for Allah is severe in punishment, but that is correct in a way that Allah is to be feared, and Allah is severe in punishment to the zalimun, right, zalimeen, to the wicked, to the obstinately wicked, who harm others to no end and not repent, not amend. That's what I thought. So in a way, that is correct. Whether he fears Allah or not. But he says he fears Allah. And then you're told to fear Allah and not shaitan. But then how would you make a difference? Who is Satan and who is Allah? When someone tells you to go to war, like this Prophet did, in Ali Imran we're told, verse 167. Huh? Or at least defend. Defend what? And they said if we knew there was there was fighting, or if we knew how to fight, we would have fought. They are hypocrites and they are this. That's not right even. So I'm trying to catch him here. You know, this is, for example, Surah Maida. Again, your allies are Allah, this messenger, the messenger, and the believers who bow and give zakah. So fear them not. That is only Satan who frightens you of his supporters. So Allah has also frightened you, right, in other ways. And here, right? So fear them not. Fear them not. Never make a straight line here. Indeed, if you are indeed believers, please have a look at this. No one will explain to you like this. Not even our Imam said, when I wanted an Imam, when I was reading Al-Kafi, I was not satisfied. I was like, if Allah says He's protected the Qur'an, so when Rasulullah's last sermon, farewell pilgrimage, speech, hold fast to two things, and you will never, never, never go astray. One is the Holy Quran, which is above my itrat. The second one is my itrat, my family, my progeny, right? So he should have saved his progeny from all this harm and oppressing them and putting them in jail cells and or poisoning them. And there are 12 imams. What should be Imam Mahdi's today, when we have the social media? He could come. He could be in the what you call that? What Sayyid Yusuf said. He told me, the Bermuda Triangle, and do this. Explain to his mu'mineen, his believers, too late. You have been deceived thoroughly. Thoroughly. So sad. It's so sad that I can't even tell you. And we come here. Today, my heart, I was like, after the live stream, previous one, I'm not feeling well. Maut jaisa ho raha hai, dying. So I was like, why should I just let it be? I want to rest. It's, no, but it may be worth it. Maybe I could save one person. Because I'm not well and I get cold, people, and it's a challenge. Like, here, I really, already inside of me, there's this, in my guts, here, stomach, bad feeling, evil. It's not me, I know it. And all this, and yet, like, I would like some loving energy. I'm doing Qigong and all this. Thank God for some masters helping us. It could be, I thought, oh my God, this is too much. Like what the damage they've done to me, what damage they've done to me, it won't save me. I'm energy or what, I feel the terrible empty feeling, like near to death. It's like they've put me in a near to death, like I have no energy. I don't know, negative energy. I'm surviving on. It's not my good energy coming. So I was just doing an exercise, meditation, but thank you. I did say thank you, but I feel like I have to do it again. Oh my God, a lot of damage, unspeakable. And I can't. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I try to come and talk about it, my case and condition. Right? So I don't know. Sometimes I get so discouraged seeing what he's done. Great damage. Very disillusioned and discouraged. What do you say? Despondent. I feel so despondent. I've absolutely nothing to do with you. Surah Anfal at 48. Let's have a look at this again. Please see, Allah will never hurt you. Not even an if. There's no question that Allah would hurt you. Maybe send an adversity that's different. Testing, even that I would say but it's not like Allah would, if Allah wishes ill for you or evil for you, who is there who can protect you? Unless He protect you. There's another ayat in Surah Yunus that I've written there, but maybe did I read the whole ayat? So let's see, where was I going now? Oh, again I forgot. So Surah Anfal ayat 48. Surah Anfal. And remember when Satan made the deeds pleasing to them and said, no one can overcome you today from among the people, and indeed I am your protector. But when the two armies sighted each other, he turned on his heels and said, indeed, I am disassociated from you. Indeed, I see what you do not see. Indeed, I fear Allah, and Allah is severe in penalty. Khawf. Yeah. And be not like those who came forth from their homes, exalting with our desire to be seen of men, and hindering others from the way of Allah. Who are these? I have to check the footnote. This alludes to the army of the disbelievers, Quraysh, which when it proceeded on a military expedition against the Muslims, was accompanied by singing and dancing minstrels. See Ibn Sa'd, Volume 2, page 13, ED. Whenever the army halted, dancing and drinking parties were held. Oh God. Yes, it's these Quraysh policies. And remember, it's about them. And remember when Satan made the deeds pleasing to them. I fear Allah. So they're worse than Shaitan, right? Also, look at this. Remember when the hypocrites and those in whose hearts was disease said, their religion has deluded those Muslims. But whoever relies upon Allah, then indeed Allah is exalted in might and wise. And the hypocrites, their religion has deluded those Muslims. But whoever relies upon Allah, and if you could but see when the angels take the souls of those who disbelieved, they are striking their faces and the backs and saying, taste the punishment of the burning fire. Huh? No, this is not Allah. That is for what your hands have put forth, of evil meaning. And because Allah is not ever unjust to His servants. Right? Surah Anfal ayat 51. Let's even take this one that I couldn't find at that time. Theirs is like the custom of the people of Pharaoh and of those before them. They disbelieved in the signs of Allah, so they seized them with the sins. So Allah seized them with the sin. Wait a minute. So this, let's take this ayat also. This is caused by what your own hands have stored up for you. Right? The evil. Meaning, that is what sent forth your hands. And indeed, Allah is not unjust to His slaves. So a Muslim would say, Surah Anfal ayat 51. Allah is not unjust to His servants in the least bit. Let's compare it. Ayat 33, against Ayat 33. Surah 33, Ayat 17, sorry. Surah 33, Ayat 17. Back to that. Say, who is it? So we would say, oh, Allah intends evil because we have done evil, and Allah intends to harm us because we have harmed someone. Right? That also. Wait a minute. Because I was reading through those ayats, if He intends for you an ill or intends for your mercy. Why? Let's read the ayats in context at that time about this. Surah. Oh God. So here it says that is for what your hands have put forth of evil. And because Allah is not ever unjust to His servants. So these poor Muslims, you see what's happened? So I was reading through Surah Azab from 13. Allah is not unjust. When a faction said, O people of Yathrib, and then 14, and if they had been entered upon from all its surrounding regions and fitna had been demanded of them, they would have done it. Where? And not hesitated over it except briefly. And if it had been entered upon from all its surrounding regions and fitna, God knows. What does this mean? So reading this, exhorted to treachery, urged by the disbelievers to join them to vanquish the Muslims after entering the city as conquerors. Whose city? Yathrib is not Prophet Muhammad's city, please remember that. It's 15. First of all, they didn't even want to fight some of the Bedouins, they were told Muslims. They were Muslims, and they said, we asked forgiveness for us, Prophet Muhammad, but he didn't. Whereas he forgives those and changes the law who used to deceive themselves in the nights of Ramadan, fasting nights, and go into their wives now. So he even changed the law for them. This seems like a dodgy person, I tell you. Dodgy. And they had already promised Allah before not to turn their backs. I flee. And ever is the promise of Allah questioned. Now we are to, okay. And say, O Muhammad, never will fleeing benefit you if you should flee from death or killing. What kind of a reason to give for war? Never will fleeing benefit you if you should flee from death or killing. They didn't want to kill. Qatli. Don't follow this religion, he's a killer. And how he's put Allah in this, and jihad and holy war. And then if you did, and defensive wars, holy defensive wars. He's never been an aggressor. Muhammad and Ali never been an aggressor. Devils, I tell you, Shaitan and his allies. If you did, you would not be given enjoyment. Enjoyment of life. Doesn't God say that if you believe, God will also give you enjoyment of life here, temporary? In another place, surah, ayat, except for a little. We all know that. This even then doesn't mean that we should go killing people or calling for our death, committing suicide like Imam Hussein did. When everyone told him, even his step-brother or others, Zainab bint Ali's husband didn't go with them to Karbala. Say, who is it that can protect you from Allah? And you see again this, so if he intends, ill, so here, reading through the verses, this really, now you see, here like this, in another verse, no, right? Surah Anfal, where's it? And if you could see the angels took away the souls, that is for what your hands have put forth, and because Allah is not ever unjust to his servants. This is a satanic, so, you see, Satan confuses and all this, really. And what a confusion. But with the certainty, like you start believing in it. No. Here, the reason given is wrong. There's blasphemy against Allah. You see, here, the way it's put, it's like if Allah intends for you an ill or intends for your mercy, this is wrong. In this context. It should never have been put like this, in this context here. It's like blasphemy against God also. And it is wrong to put it in this context. You see? In the preceding ayats, not the proceeding ayats. Su'an, harm. No, this is not right. This is not the way to tell them fight and kill. Running away will not benefit you. Prophets say, running away will not benefit you. If you manage to escape death or slaughter, you will only be permitted to enjoy life for a short while. Right? So in this context saying, say, Who is it that can protect you from Allah? Prevent the will of Allah from being carried out. If He intends for you an ill or intends for you a mercy. You see here, no, this is not right. In the context of the previous verses, ayats, telling them to fight, this is not, this is dodgy stuff going on. I could detect. Now, right, so here it's not right to put this like this. And then how he's brainwashed you in Surah Anfal, I think, oh, this means that they were intending ill? No. Look, that's why Allah intended what they intended. Allah intended for them ill. So let's put it that way, right? Put it that because who is it that can protect you from Allah if you intend ill? Or you intend, wait a minute, something like this. That's not right, Muslims, believers, right? Put it this way. Who is it that can protect you from Allah? Since you have intended ill for others. So no. If he intends for you an ill or intends for your mercy, could he be shaitan? Mercy, because mercy is removed to test you at times, and then even that Allah has failed. You see, once mercy is removed from you, what could you do when there's darkness? You would be Pharaoh. You would be a tyrant. You would finally become a tyrant, bad person. Darkness enveloping you. So always give light and give gentle light. Never deprive the person from mercy. Qur'an Bible, Quran verse, Bible verse says, do not do not do an act that will make another be deprived, like they will fall short of the grace of God. Already Allah knows the hinderers among you, those hypocrites who say to their brothers, come to us, and do not go to battle except for a few. Here it's like this. So here it's, do not go to battle except for a few. And there, see so many contradictions that, where is it? Surah Anfal ayat 48. And remember when Satan made their evil deeds appealing to them and said, no one can overcome you today. I am surely by your side. But when the two forces faced off, he cowered and said, I have absolutely nothing to do with you. So here the Shaitan is telling him, yes, fight. Go for it, you'll win. Right? So what is this? Even Shaitan fears Allah. So believers, if you're told to fear Allah, even Shaitan fears Allah. But what use of this fear? Doesn't bring Shaitan to becoming a believer. Shaitan knew more than you. Shaitan saw more than even believers can see. Him and his group can see you from where you can't see them. What kind of a thing is this? Ridiculous, unfair, unjust. God is unjust. This Allah, if blasphemy, according to Islam, it's leading you to say God is unjust, but these are just superficial ayats where it says Allah is never unjust to anyone in the least bit. Now what is this? Already knows the hinderers. We don't want to fight, except a few. Oh, please, it has so many contradictions indisposed toward you. And when fear comes, you see them looking at you, their eyes revolving, like one being overcome by death. But when fear departs, they lash you with sharp tongues, indisposed toward any good. Those have not believed. So Allah has rendered their deeds worthless. Okay, I think this is enough. Thank you very much. They think the companies have not yet withdrawn. Hope you see this. Huh? And if the companies, again with the Baduans, and if the companies should come again, they would wish they were in the desert among the Baduans, inquiring from afar about your news. Yes, because they're scared of you. God knows what you are doing to them. And if they should be among you, they would not fight except for a little. They would not fight. So who is making you fight more? Who is making you break their houses, cast terror into their hearts, cut down the trees? Believers. So please be careful of Muhammad and Ali. Right? That is only Satan who frightens you of his supporters. But yes, we are supposed to be scared of Ali, Muhammad and Ali. So fear them not. And put your trust in me. I'm the best protector, the best helper. Not fear me. Fear is not good. This is not a true God. This is the other side of Satan. And it is the same Satan, but in organized religion like Jiddu Krishnamurti said. Satan, please see this and leave. Islam, do yourselves a favor. Make this world a better place. Love, and love will make everything, moral, immoral. Don't worry about that. Love will take care of all that. You just love and leave the rest to God. Right? Don't have to worry about putting a scarf on your head, covering your body. There was something natural from God. Don't have to worry about going in the bathroom, what not to say. Maybe a jinn, maybe Satan will come in the bathroom if I don't say this. Satan will pee on me if I sleeping, if I don't get up for Fajr prayers. Oh, Satan is going to be peeing in my ear, urinating in my ear. Okay? Thank you so much. I will come back later. Oh, thank you for the likes. God bless you. And that true God is very loving and all loving, nothing like this. Fear Him and all this. You don't need to fear Him. You just need to be blessed. Just say, God bless me. Embrace me with your love. That's it. Love is the best teacher. Love is the best everything. Thank you so much. Sorry, I haven't been properly explaining and all that. So I apologize for that. I'm not a good talker, but still I come here struggling. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.